Here we go. So guys, today I'm going to do a tutorial. So this is a video that's been requested. Just a disclaimer straight up, if you're like super sweaty and you find this easy, this video is absolutely not for you. But I've received a few messages with people asking how to beat the computer on Hall of Fame difficulty. They've been struggling getting past the defense and things like that. So I'm going to show you a method that will win you every game by 50, 60 points. And if you are struggling, this should help. So I don't usually ask for subs, but if you sub now, you'll also get help with like videos I've done on Triple Threat Online, Clutch Time, how to beat these, and any future videos we do as well. But let's get into this straight away. So looking at the team, this is one of the first things you need to do. The team doesn't really matter. As long as you've got sort of decent diamonds, pink diamonds and above, you're not going to need super powered cards. Obviously, I have a very good team, but you need cards that can move. So you need your point guards and shooting guards that can move. And you need forwards that can knock down the three. That's it. Because there's one thing you're going to do time and time again. And it's going to rely on those two things, which is your guards being able to move and your forwards being able to knock down shots. That's it. Let's jump into it. So what I'll try and do is make this as quick and as simple as possible. As we load into the game here, you can see we're jumping in on Hall of Fame difficulty. I'm going to slow burn this for the season. So I'm not going to run through this really quickly, although we probably could, you know, with quite a bit of ease. But what I'll do is I'll slow things down. I'll make it as simple as I can. And hopefully it'll come out the other side and you should be very confident that you're going to win every game on Hall of Fame difficulty by 30, 40, 50 points very, very comfortably. Right, let's get into the settings. So I'll slow this down. Let's do defensive settings first. So on ball pressure, smother. Off ball pressure, go to tight. On ball screen, go over. On ball screen center, go under. I won't touch stay attached. I might touch that online, but not here. Drive help rules will go to no. I'll probably get there eventually. There we go. No. Next thing you need to do is offensive settings, and this is actually the most important thing. So you need to go to freelance and select Hawks. This is the thing that's going to give you the edge, and this stuff works online as well, by the way, guys. These are tips that will help you online as well, space the floor. But that's basically a 5-out, so it's going to give you the best opportunity to ISO with your guards and get to the basket, which is what we're trying to do. Adaptive coaching engine, turn it off. Otherwise, it will undo all your other settings, and help defense turn it all the way to 0. That will stop people helping off and leaving the CPU wide open. So these settings will help you online as well as offline, but really this video is geared towards offline and getting through domination as easy as possible. You can see the teams, they're not massively overpowered, but obviously if you're inexperienced with the game, it can be tough to even beat this team. I understand it. We've all been there. We were all new to the game once. I get it. So as soon as you jump in the game, if you win the tip, do it straight away. If not, do it on your first possession. I'll slow this down. Hit right on the D-pad. Go all the way to the bottom to freelance and select Hawks. What that'll do is it will give you a 5-out on the floor. So it'll put, you know, 2 players in the corner, 2 players on the hash, and 1 at the top of the key. Then go left on the D-pad and go to pass and screen away. And you'll see it happen now. Just watch the floor spread out as soon as I press it. Okay, so let me show you about this side. So you can see we've already got a bit of a lead. So you can see with Jordan here, he can move. As I run forward, I'll let go of R2. I'll flick the right stick down and left. And what it do is it will create a behind the back. And as you can see, the defense drops. They've sent a double team to him. The corner has completely dropped. And like I said, as long as you've got wings and a center that can shoot, you're going to knock down that 3 ball every time. Again, you don't need anyone overpowered. When it's that wide open, you're going to knock it in most of the time, even if you're not comfortable greening it. But it's just going to be that again and again. We get inside and we'll get their defense to collapse and we'll kick out. Now, defensively, it's very simple. What you really want to do is play on ball. So when you play online, you might want to off ball a little bit, get in lanes. Don't do that with the CPU because they won't throw the pass. So you'll see that I pulled Fernando Martin out. I tried to cut over with Bobby to get the steal. He didn't get it. Because I pulled Fernando out the way, he's able to get to the rim and contest that. So everything you need to do needs to be geared towards on-ball defense. You know, whether it's clamping someone up at the perimeter, whatever it is, whether it's getting a contest yourself inside, just make sure you're doing it yourself. And as we push forward again, you can see here, we get inside, kick out, he's open again. And it's just the same thing again and again and again. Now you'll see here, the CPU basically does 2 things. So this isn't running the floppy play. You'll see it's trying to get open on the left side there. So we just follow him with Finley, and now we'll switch to the right. So we'll follow him with Giddy as well. And sometimes you might get caught on the screen, but you'll see here, we follow with Giddy, get over there. So just keep an eye on this play. They'll run either the pick and roll, or they'll run that floppy play repeatedly. So as long as you know which one they're doing, if the opposition stops like at the top of the key, and holds the ball, they're probably going to run that play. So just keep an eye on it. It's basically the two main things that will do. As long as you can get back and, like I said, you know, defend, you'll be fine. You can see there a quick 3 in transition. If it's open, you don't need to reset and, you know, hit the behind the back every time. Just take it if it's open and you're confident enough to green. Now, just to show you this play, you'll see we get inside, but they actually drop from the hash. Watch this. The player comes to help from the hash, just kick out. And again, obviously, if you're confident enough to green, you'll knock that down. I could have taken a step in if I wanted to. It's 24-8. Shout out to Kobe. So as you start to improve at the game and you get a little bit better, you'll see that you can start throwing in a few other animations. You can see there's a Curry slide with Wilt. Certain cards have different animations, which are pretty good. You know, the Trey escape on a card like Michael Jordan, the Curry slide on a card like Wilt. Chris Mullin has it, who's free as well. I mean, like I said, you don't need an overpowered squad to get this done. So as you play, you know, you'll realise the CPU is pretty brain dead. As long as you're passing and screening away, there's a multitude of ways to get past the CPU and you can have fun with it. So here you'll see the corners don't actually drop. So what I do is I pump fake a few times and then the corner does drop. So if you get inside and you don't see anything happen, just pump fake a couple of times, just tap square to pump fake, don't hold it or you shoot the ball. And a corner will usually drop, and you can see there we're straight back onto on-ball defense. So as you can see, guys, this game has been a complete blowout. We're up by 60 points at this point in the game. Now, I want to give you another bit of advice. It's going to lead into the kind of second half of this video. There is a point, as you can see, we continue to do the same stuff again and again. Nothing. I haven't changed anything throughout the game. I've recorded this gameplay specifically to just show you how to win, but this doesn't show you really how to have fun with this. And what I'll do is I'll run another game of domination. We'll jump into the next game and show you how I usually play this. Because one of the issues with playing like this is, although you'll get the win and you'll get Endgame James Harden and you'll get all the Huff badges, you'll get all the rewards. If that's your sole goal, this will get the job done for you. And it doesn't matter how difficult the opposition is, guys. They're going to do the same thing every time. It's not the difficulty of the cards. It's the way the AI is programmed that makes them drop in the way that they do. It makes them play kind of unintelligent defense. You can see there, that's another on-ball steals. I'm just going to let this run for a bit so you can actually see exactly how we've approached this game. That's probably a bad shot. Never mind, that's the end of the game. Right, we won by 64 points, guys. I mean, it really is that. And like I said, it doesn't matter. You might not win by as much against one of the sort of the last 3 games, but you'll still win the game by at least 40 or 50 points. Now, what I do, guys, is I try to have fun with it. So I'm going to jump into another game and show you how to play domination without getting bored to tears. Because doing this for 30 games is going to get really, really tiring, guys. Okay, so we're into the next game here, and you can see, I'm going to let this fourth quarter just play, actually, that's what I'm going to do. And just show you how I approach the game usually. So you can see we're not up by as much, but we're up very comfortably. But we're having a bit more fun with the game, and I think that's super important. So I'm going to let this play and show you how I would usually approach this game if I wasn't just looking for wins. Because, guys, 18 hours of just cutting inside and kicking out is really boring and defeats the purpose of this game. You can see we take a bad shot there, but that was an escape, basically. You hold R2, flick the right stick up, and you'll kind of jump out to take a shot. But yeah, I'll tend to have a bit more fun with it. I'll dribble a little bit. I'll try and get open. You can see there with Jabari Smith, we get open. So, you know, once you're a bit better at the game, once you've figured a few things out, I strongly advise you go into freestyle, learn your players' sort of dribble animations, things like that. There's a bunch of videos out there. Unbeatable Jacob's got, you know, a ton of videos on how to dribble and things like that. You know, a lot of stuff I learned from other content creators, some of the stuff I figured out on my own. But it's really important to go out and have fun with this because, like I said, you will just bore yourself to tears. I've given you everything you need to get a win, and you'll get every win very, very comfortably. And, you know, even if you try to play organically and things aren't going your way, you could always switch back to that tactic. But domination is kind of underrated a little bit in a way to kind of learn the game. You know, I've learned a lot of what I need to learn just by playing domination and not approaching it like a bot, not approaching it just trying to get wins and with one focus. It's a great mode to really learn how your players move, you know, how your players move with each other. It's really easy mode to get jump shots down. You've got to remember, this is on Hall of Fame. So the jump shot timing is actually harder than, you know, on Unlimited or Triple Threat Online or Clutch Time. So if you could get the jumpers down here, you'll translate that to online play very easily. So I did say earlier, and I do want to touch on that a little bit, a lot of the stuff I'm telling you will help. This game is probably a more, you know, closer example of how I play online. It's not exact. There are things I do slightly differently. And, you know, we've had a huge amount of success online this year as well. We have every unlimited reward apart from the first one. We've got all the clutch time rewards. We've got all the triple threat online rewards as well. So we do have success online. So this stuff will definitely help you, especially if you're new to the game. Those settings would help you a lot. The defensive settings in particular will help you online because it will stop. You know, if you are playing online, you feel like your corners are constantly dropping, your players are being left open. When we switch those two settings to smother and tight, it stops that happening. But again, you know, playing domination, things like that is a great way to learn this stuff. And you can see we're just out here having fun. I've been using these players a lot. I'm very comfortable with their jump shots. And at the end of the day, this is the better way to approach this. You don't need to win by 60. You win by 1 point, guys. You've still won the game. So I would advise prioritizing having a little bit of fun with this so you don't burn out and, you know, end up just getting the card. The one other thing, guys, with this is James Harden is the reward specifically on this game, and he has some incredible signatures and animations. So, you know, you can learn a lot of those things and animations while using these cards. So if you want to pick up a few cards that have Harden's animations, you can find that out on 2KDB.net. You can actually learn to use Harden before you get him, which is kind of cool. But that's the video, guys. I wanted to keep it simple. As you can see, it's very effective. Whether you use the method of, you know, just getting inside and kicking out, you'll win every game very comfortably. If you want to have some fun with it, you'll level up at the game. You can use that as a fallback if you're struggling for whatever reason. I hope that helps, guys. Like I said, subscribe if, you know, if you found this useful. Drop a like if you found this useful. And, you know, that I have other videos on Triple Threat Online, Clutch Time, and probably more tutorials coming in the future on how you can have more success at this game. That's the video. Thanks for watching.